Hello, everybody on YouTube. This is going to be the start of the MLB Time Capsule once again. Yes, back in the day, I used to do these and then I stopped, but now we will be relaunching it here on YouTube. Walk Talk 21. I'm back again with you, and on Twitch, DarkSage9117. Be sure to go to both of those channels and like and subscribe. Let me if I can get the see if I can get my band up really quick with the background here. Let me see. Yes, there it is. Very nice. Okay, so before we get into this, these three things I know are true. So 1884, which is the first year that we are going to be looking at, Mr. Chester A. Arthur was president. America did not yet have all 50 states, and Major League Baseball does not recognize this as the official World Series. Their first, they claim, is 1903, but nonetheless is the 1884 World Series here on MLB Time Capsule, presented by Sports Talk Live. Hawk Talk 21. Let's go. And we are back, folks. I hope that you like the new background here for Sports Talk Live. I made it myself. So the series is pretty much going to be run the same way as it was originally on YouTube. I'm going to be going through different series, talking about them. As we go further and further on, we'll have a lot more to work with. These ones are going to be short in the beginning because we don't have a whole lot to work with now. If you like what you see, consider subscribing. Again, YouTube, Walk Talk 21, Twitch, DarkSage9117. It will very much help me, and I'll know that people want to watch this stuff. I hope for good comments too. Feel free to leave comments in the videos as to what you would like to see. I'm still going to be doing regular sports talk stuff as well when we get some more stuff coming up. I know the All Star game is coming up, and we might do a live stream on that. And we might do a surprise stream tomorrow. But this is going to be the start of a series, and I hope to resume this with NASCAR. I hope to resume this with NFL, NBA, whatever sports you want. I'm trying to make this community centric for all of you. If you would like to join me on here, since I do it on StreamYard, just let me know and we can see what happens. I can try to bring you on at some point, and I can see uh, what we can do here. But that is for later. So let's go right in. So 1884, the first ever World Series, or as they called it then, World Championship Series, matched the Providence Grays of the National League, New York Metropolitans of the American League. Providence Grays were led by manager Frank Bancroft with a record of 84-28-2 against the Metropolitans, led by manager Jim Muttrey with a record of 75-32-5. And the Providence Grays won in 3 games to none sweep of the Giants. So, 3 game sweep of the Metropolitans. So the Providence Grays have the first ever World Series. For those of you that will be keeping track throughout this, Grays on the board first. Now, these teams do not exist anymore. Although the two teams in the next episode, they do exist. They were just under different names. So, in 1884, Metropolitans manager Jim Muttrey issued a challenge to his National League counterpart. That's right, the National League was around back then. It was just vastly different. Frank Bancroft of the Grays, it was for a best of three. Each team would put up $1,000 with the winner taking all. This is the pre-modern era World Series now. MLB considers the modern era to be 1903 and up, featuring the 1903 World Series, which we will get to. And this one would feature a pitching matchup of future Hall of Famers and 300-game winners. Now, a lot of you may not know these two. Tim Keefe was a 300 game winner, holds a record that will never be broken in baseball with a .67 ERA in a single season. Yes, 0.67. That guy was damn good. And Charles Oldhouse Redborn, who also holds a Major League Baseball record for wins in a single season, with 60 and a no-hitter. He was a 2-time strikeout leader and a Triple Crown winner. You will never see a pitcher win 60 games. Folks, I miss this era of baseball. I wish that we could see this a lot, but back to the topic at hand here. Redbird won his season record 59 games. Some sources say 60. And Keith was a mere 37 and 17. Redbird pitched all 3 games. Now, this was back in the day. This was before Tommy John and all that. You didn't have pitchers pitching like once a week. You had guys that would go out there, pitch 9 innings, come back, pitch 9 innings the next day. Guys like Cy Young, guys like Bob Gibson, who we'll get to later, some of the best. Only the first game went the full 9 innings. The other 2 were called after 6 and 7 because of darkness and extreme cold. So even back then, it was very cold in the Northeast because that's where this was played. Um, they had to call off those 2 games because of that. And the third game arguably should never have been played because, funny enough, it was best of 3. But they still played the full 3 games and Providence won it. And it was done with the hope of generating further revenue. The crowd for the third game comprised of only 300 people due to the cold, and the Grays didn't want to play it, but were given the option of choosing the umpire. And you know who they picked? They picked Tim Keefe. So Tim Keefe lost the first 2 games, but then he umpired the third one. So in a way, he was a winner. The best pitcher, Radbourne, pitching his third complete game in 3 days, led the Grays to a 12-2 rout. He allowed 11 hits and no earned runs. The local newspaper called it the championship of the United States, and several, such as Sporting Life, penned it as the world champions for the Grays. The total attendance was 3,800, but despite that, the 2 leagues continued the series. So Game 1 was October 23rd at the Polo Grounds. Providence defeated New York 6-0. Umpire was John Kelly. 2 hours, folks. That's all the game took, yes. Shorter than a lot of movies these days. Orthodox Radbourne defeated Tim Keefe. The next day on Friday, John Remsen was the umpire as the Providence Grays defeated New York in 7 innings. Time of the game was 1 hour 35 minutes. You know how a lot of modern movies these days, a lot of TV specials run over this time. That was fast. You know, you could literally go there, get a hot dog, get a drink for maybe like 5 cents or so. The game would be over before you knew it. And even Game 3, which wasn't supposed to be played on Saturday, October 25th at the Polo Grounds, Tim Keefe umpiring. Time of game was 1 hour 20 minutes, and Buck Buchanan lost to Old Horse Redbone. He was his second victim because Tim Keefe lost the first 2 games. So that, folks, was 1884. Shorter video than normal because as we go into more of these, there's going to be a lot more that we can talk about. But for some of the early series, there's not going to be a whole lot here to work with. And venues were the Messier Street grounds in Providence, the old Polo Grounds, yes, the Polo Grounds. The original one was opened in 1876, so this is not the Polo Grounds that you guys will know later. This is the original Polo Grounds. So that was 1884. So coming up next, 1885, we see the Chicago White Stockings and the St. Louis Browns, also known as the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs. That's right, even back then, these teams were playing with each other. The oldest professional rivalry in baseball predates Yankees Red Sox by decades. But that will be next time, and a very controversial World Series as well. But that is a story for another day. This has been Walk Talk 21 here on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you folks next time.